I see the Spurs winning. I see Chauncey Billups with his new team. I see other people winning and I'm not winning, and I want to be a winner.
See, if you're sitting on what you have, what you've been given, and I think everybody's been given something to bring to the planet, that only you can do that. Only you can perform that. Only you can initiate that activity.
And you don't bring me flowers anymore. A song of winter. But see, the disappointments come. Those are normal. That's part of life.
You'll never be perfect. Start now. You got haters with all your haters I've been telling you since the 90s. If you don't have haters, your vision is too small. You got to dream big, start small, act now. Dream big, start small, act now. See, stop waiting for the temperature to change. Stop waiting for your feelings to be in check. Stop waiting for everything to line up. It's never going to light up. It's never going to be perfect. You just got to jump. You just have to jump. You have to believe in yourself, because you already know what defeat feels like. You already know what the pain feels like. You already know what uncertainty and doubt and insecurity feels like. You already know what failure feels like. Give yourself a chance.
And I'm tired, and I got tired, y'all, so I did something about it. I woke up every day and started running. I was tired. I was tired looking at my wife. My wife was looking at homes. She looked at a home that was like $50 million. Like, what you looking at a $50 million house for? She like, goals. I'm like, what kind of goals? She like, you're gonna have to work a little harder. Like, my wife is not on that. Like, she can be cheap. She want to hold on every dime. Now she talking about living in $50 million homes? What happened? I started giving 120, and so my wife started giving 120. She got on that new drug, and she changed her diet, and now we working out every day, and it's a whole new swag. I need y'all to do me a huge favor. I need you to get tired. You in this room, you feeling me like, yo, eat real. I'm doing the 70. I know I got 120 in me. Doing the 80 as a real estate.
And if you don't do that, if you're not filling in your life with your life work or your mission, then there are gaps in your life. And what we do when we're not living out our true identity, we begin to fill the gaps. We fill the holes with garbage, alcohol, drugs, worry, self-destructive behavior. So when you begin to look at your life, and you know that you're not doing what you can do because you have allowed yourself to be held captive by your fears. Now, when you don't have a true appreciation and acceptance for who you are, and you allow yourself to be immobilized by fear, what happens in the process is that you begin to abuse yourself.
Like, for real, you in real estate, right? And you're looking at other people like, why they getting no checks? And like, you think they're human, just like, for real. Do you know what bothered me the most? Is that there were humans that was doing this. For real, that's what bothered me the most. What bothered me the most was like, yo, I'm walking past first class. It wasn't robots in first class. There were other humans in first class. I'm like, they human beings in first class like me. Like, I'm looking at these homes like, yo, they just drove in. That's another human. What's the difference between my man and me? The effort that he gives, the information that he has, the effort that he gives, the information that he has, the effort that he gives. And what I discovered, I'm gonna get off of this. What I discovered was that you don't have to be born in a certain neighborhood.
You begin to sabotage your life. You begin to sabotage your dreams. You begin to unconsciously work against yourself. You become your own worst enemy. So what do you do about that? Well, you begin to realize that your dream and your gifts have so much meaning and so much value for you till your hunger for them will begin to push you past the fear. Your hunger to have them will give you a special drive. As you work on yourself, as you begin to acknowledge your true identity, the true power that you have, the true capacity you have to bring about change, the miracle working power that you have within yourself to do the things that you want to do.
Start now. You have a life assignment. And in order to fulfill your assignment, You're going to have to take advantage of every hour and every minute that you are gifted each day. Anybody who has ever achieved any level of success will tell you got to get out of your feelings are going to keep you locked in a prison of paralysis, addicted to a drug called comfort. This is your dream, this is your passion. For real, this is your goal, which means you gotta drive it, which means you gotta get in the driver's seat, which means you gotta grab the steering wheel and you gotta make it move. Even if you gotta start this trip alone. Now I know that there are some things that you have been hoping will happen. I get it, I'm a visionary, I'm a dreamer, but I'm also an action taker, and today I want to encourage you to go beyond talking about what you want to see happen and get to work. You pick up your support along the way, you pick up your help along the way.
But the question is, how do you handle it? How do you handle the coming winters and the disappointments and the downtimes? Well, you can't get rid of January by tearing it off the calendar. But here's what you can do. You can get stronger, you can get wiser, and you can get better. The winters won't change, but you can. And that's how life changes for you. See, before I understood, when it was winter, I used to wish it was summer. I didn't understand. When it was hard, I used to wish it was easy. I didn't know. And then Mr. Schoaf gave me a part of his very unique philosophy when he said, "Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better."
Your expectation is what you believe is about to happen. And for many of you, you have been so traumatized by the past that your expectations are so diminished. Your expectations have been dying a slow death because of the trauma of the past. You expect nothing. And so you feel like, if I don't expect anything, then you can't hurt me. If I have no expectation on you, then you cannot disappoint me. If you are going to win the fights for the future, you are going to have a high expectation. It was Kobe Bryant that said everything negative, pressure, and challenges is all an opportunity for me to rise. It's crises that reveals what we are comprised of. And I ask you the question, are you praying the darkness away, or are you becoming the highest version of yourself in the midst of the darkness?
Nobody can help you do anything until you start, so you've got to start now. You have to change your perspective, you have to change your expectation. And you got to believe that this time, the light's going to come on this time, your parachute is going to open. Anybody that's ever achieved any level of success will tell you they had to jump. Because the great was pushed through, they had the same thoughts you've had. Don't you think you're the only one thinking these thoughts? They had the same thoughts you had, but they pushed through. Steve Harvey said these years ago, if you wanted, you gotta jump, you gotta make that move. And you can't wait to feel right, you can't wait to be comfortable, you can't. Always be calculated, sometimes you're not gonna have all the answers. I don't want you to be a superhero to everyone else.
You know, when you find yourself standing in the middle of trial, tribulation, scarcity, and uncertainty, there is a process from flapping to flight. How you process pain will determine your future. I need you to fight for the future. Let that sink in for a minute. You are not your crises. You are not what you are going through. What are you expecting the outcome to be? Because you can't change what has happened. However, you can change what will happen.
Turn around and let yourself down. I want you to appreciate and utilize the gifts, the talents, the skills, and the positive attributes that you have been given. You are not afraid to fail, my friend. What you are afraid of is success, because all you had inside your head, so long as those negative thoughts a whole time you've been talking yourself out of it, and everybody around you been trying to talk you into it. Give yourself an opportunity, walk through the door, it's waiting for you. If you can't find a door, you gotta build. The doors stop waiting until the conditions are perfect to begin, and make the conditions perfect. Stop waiting for resources and become resourceful. Stop and stop it, stop it. You get to choose how you will spend your time and energy. You get to choose what you will do with your now. What are you waiting for the perfect time? There is no perfect time, the perfect season. There is no perfect season because you don't even have to be here.